Hey guys, it's Kevin again, and in this video, I am going to review Season 4, Episode 20 of Glee, Lights Out, and as you can hear, Longest Time is playing. I decided I'm going to play songs throughout my videos now, while I'm talking. Now, this episode itself was just amazing in my opinion. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was really great, and I thought it was a very dark episode. Like, the episode started off, it was just like shooting star. Started off funny, and then it got dark. Like, really dark. And I just want to talk about first, let's just get to the main plot, which had to do with the electricity going out. I thought they did a very good job with this. It was really cool to see it all dark, and I actually went through this in school. Now, some people said they should have sent them home. I actually was not sent home because they didn't know what caused it. Because they didn't know how long we'd be out, so they just went on with the school day. And I went through this actually this year, actually. It was in January. All of a sudden, the power just went out, and we had no idea why. And apparently, I don't remember exactly what it was. It was just like a freaky thing, but the whole day we were out, and it was not a good experience. The good thing was we didn't do a lot of work that day, except for math class. We were really busy. But they did not get sent home, and we didn't get sent home either. So, I mean, you don't always get sent home in a situation like that. So, I want to first talk about the whole thing with the power outage. Again, I think they worked out really, really well. But now let's just get to the big thing with Ryder. Of course, he was actually the main focus of this episode. I thought that was interesting how they did that. I thought the one thing I want to talk about has to do, of course, with the whole Ryder thing. He sees Kitty texting. He wants to see immediately who it is. He doesn't know if she's Katie or not. I personally think she's not Katie because we can tell she's not, and I'll talk about why or why not she's Katie. And I have a very good theory as to what could happen if she is Katie. So, basically, pretty much, he tries to figure out who Katie is, and he tells Jake that he's told her a secret he's never told anybody else. And Jake basically says, oh, you need to tell her, and he says, oh, aren't you talking about your dyslexia? And he said, no, it is not about dyslexia. It is more about another secret that he has kept from himself after all this time, and he hasn't wanted to tell anybody about it. It's just been deep down inside of him. He's never told anybody about it, and he just really wants to tell somebody about it, but he's never told anyone about it. And so he finally does admit it, and he admits that he was molested by him when he was 11. Now let's just talk about Artie and Sam for a minute here. A lot of people are reacting, oh, they acted terribly, they were terrible people. Well, personally, that could happen in school. Glee was completely realistic with that. I didn't think they would do that. I thought they'd make everybody sad and everything. But that's what would happen in school. Like, some kids are just so messed up that they'll think that that's funny. And I'm sure kids in my school, if I told them, like if someone said, oh, I was molested, they'd laugh at it. They think it'd be funny. My friends don't really take a lot of stuff seriously. So they make a lot of jokes about that. And I mean, it's not like, it's innocent jokes. And I don't think Sam and Artie were trying to be mean to Ryder. They're kind of like, dude, I mean, you got touched, how old was this teenage girl? You know, Ryder said how he was molested by his babysitter. He said, okay, how old was this teenage girl? And they said, dude, I'd kill for that to happen to me. And while this was bad, I do feel like that's what would happen. So I don't know why people are so upset about this. So, yeah, it wasn't a good thing, but that scene itself was huge. I personally thought Ryder was going to say something else. Like, I don't know. I honestly don't know what he was going to say. I didn't think it was going to be something like that, though. They didn't even tell us about this episode. Again, they did what they did with Shooting Star. They didn't want to tell us anything. So then we see Kitty and Ryder on a date, and we find out that Kitty has now broken up with Puck. Fantastic. I did not want those. We didn't even see anything of them, and it seemed like it wasn't working out between them because we didn't see a lot of them together. And I think the writers purposely did that because they knew this relationship was doomed from the start. And honestly, if you knew it was doomed, why'd you even start it? That's what I want to know. I think personally, though, on a level of, I honestly don't know why they did what they did, but, you know, maybe it was on a level of, oh, this is, how far can we go with this, and, you know, but we finally see that they broke up, and Kitty basically says how she doesn't know how she can get a man, and, she then ends up confessing to Ryder, and this was just a beautiful scene. I thought Becca Tobin acted, she was amazing in this scene. And the reason she was so amazing in this scene was because she pretty much tells Ryder she too was molested when she was in 6th grade. She was at her friend's house for a sleepover. Her friend's brother crawled into her sleeping bag and started touching her. I thought she was going to say he raped her. Honestly, I thought that's what she was going to say. I don't know why they couldn't just come out with the word rape. It's not, you're not a children's show, so just come out with the word rape. You're on 9 o'clock. Can you just say the word rape? Maybe they can't say the word rape at 9 o'clock. Maybe they have to wait till 10 o'clock for that to happen. But I don't know why they couldn't have just said the word rape. But I thought this was a great scene. All the Ryder and Kitty scenes were really amazing in this episode. So, I mean, really, they're really maturing Kitty. And I think they're really trying to make her a likable character and get people to like her. Because I love her at this point. At this point, I didn't like Kitty before. But now I think she's a great character, and I really loved her from the start. I mean, not from the start. It took me a while to like her, but now I finally do like her. I think she's a really great character, and yeah, definitely a really, really great character. So, I'm really glad what they did with her in this storyline. So, then we see Ryder texting Katie again, and Kitty pretty much says how, she thinks Ryder should not be texting, Katie anymore. And this is the point when I think what could happen if Kitty is Katie. Alright, if Kitty is Katie, she talked about in this whole storyline with her being raped and everything, that people didn't talk to her, she had to transfer schools. Maybe in that time, Kitty created Katie as like an alter ego thing, and she has attracted men with it. She said she always comes across as sexy. Katie came across as sexy. Maybe this is an alter ego for her. Now that Ryder wants to know who it is hard for her to let go of it. And it's very hard for her to let go of it, but now she's starting to fall in love with Ryder, and she wants to tell him, but she just can't let go of this character. I think that's what's going to happen if she's Katie. I'm really hoping it's not that, because if she's Katie, then I think that's really obvious. I think someone else should be Katie. But if she is Katie, it'd be interesting to see, and I think that's definitely what should happen. It shouldn't just be, hey, Ryder, I'm Katie. I never told you all this time. I don't think it should be Ryder and Kitty dating and her telling him. That'd be really, really stupid if they do it the right. If they do it the right way like that, that'd be amazing and a great way to end the season, in my opinion. And Becca Tobin has been showing these hints of amazing acting all season, and this was just a taste of it. So I really love the storyline. I thought they just did a really, really good job with it. So yeah, this was great. Now I want to get a little bit into the whole thing with them, with with this song right here. Like the Sam stuff was pointless. I don't know why they had that with Artie and Sam. They pretty much want to make all of them do songs a cappella. And I just thought that was okay. I really want to get into the part of this episode that I really liked at least. Of course they did do We Will Rock You. I want to get into Sue's storyline. So pretty much we see Sue is working as a aerobics instructor. And Blaine pretty much is there to see her, to investigate things. And yes, this was the part that everything was cut out in. He pretty much tells her how Coach Roz is ruining everything, and, I hated Coach Roz in this episode. Like, I didn't like her at all. I didn't think she was funny in this episode. I thought she was just really, really rude and offensive. I've never loved Coach Roz. Everyone does. I'm not one of those people who do. I liked her in the, Choke episode. That's the only episode I've liked Coach Roz in. All the other ones, I either find her annoying or rude. I don't know. That's just me. Here's the thing, though, with Sue, she pretty much sees Becky. Becky is out of uniform, and Becky tells her how she is out of, she quit the Cheerios, and Sue kind of says how she doesn't want to go back, and we see her sing Little Girls, but there's part of her that she does want to come back. Now, in this episode, we were supposed to see Sam, Blaine, and Artie interrogating Becky. I'm thinking it was cut out because those were the Finn scenes, and Finn was not in this episode. They didn't shoot it, obviously, so he didn't have Finn in the episode, so they just cut all those scenes out. I think it would have been interesting to see, but this Ryder and Kitty stuff was so much more interesting that seeing this, I think they should have done another episode. I really hope they do another episode when they have this in here, or put it on the DVD. I think it would be really cool to see, definitely, but Becky basically confesses to Figgins that we pretty much believe she confesses to Figgins about what she did. So, overall, the Sue stuff this week, I really loved the Sue stuff. So now I want to get into the New York stuff. So overall, A+ for McKinley this week. I thought it was really great. All the songs were great. Everything was amazing. I just thought everything was great. So now let's get to the Santana stuff. So pretty much with Santana, Rachel and Kurt are very concerned about Santana. They want her to get a steady job. And she does have a steady job, but they feel like she doesn't have a personal dream. And basically, pretty much, I think, just let her take some baby steps. She doesn't need to necessarily know what she wants to do. Not everybody knows what she wants to do. Rachel and Kurt, not everybody are like you. And I do feel like, though, they have a good point when they tell her that she can't just go around, sitting on their couch all day and doing something she doesn't like. That is where I agree with them. What I don't agree with is when they said you need to find something that you love. Santana should do something she's happy at. So while Kurt is at his job, he's talking to Isabel, and she basically says there's this big ballet thing going on. And he tells Rachel and Santana about it. They end up going to the ballet, and we see this whole song. They did the entire song. I was so impressed with this song. They did the entire song. I was so happy that they did. And pretty much we see the fantasy, and we see all of them singing together. And we see in flashback that Santana was a dancer, and she basically confesses that this is what she wants to do with her life. She wants to be a dancer. And Isabel tells her she doesn't necessarily need to make a decision as to what she wants to do, but if dancing is something she loves to do, she should do it, and she told her to take baby steps, and I think that's fantastic. She should definitely take baby steps. I thought, the other thing that I really loved was the whole scene with the Miata scene. When we see Santana going to the extension dance class, that was hilarious. But then we see Mini Santana hugging Santana, basically saying, will you never leave me again? And she said, I'll never leave you. And that was a beautiful scene. I thought it was great. I just thought New York was really great this week. Now, I basically pretty much want to talk about where is this going to go. I really hope we see more of Santana with this whole thing in the next episode. I know she's not in the next episode, though, so we're going to have to wait till the season finale to see more of Santana. But this is Santana's last song of the season, and for that, I think it worked really great. It was great that the New York plot focused a lot more on Santana and less on Rachel and Kurt. Haven't really had that with the New York. It's kind of like all the three of them together, but I really love this. I thought it was fantastic that they did it this way. So, yeah. This episode was just amazing. I loved every minute of it. It was so great, except for the Artie and Sam stuff. That was okay. And the whole thing with Artie and Sam wanting to be unplugged and everything, I thought that was okay. But I just really wish we would have had the Artie, Blaine, and Sam stuff. Although, it was okay for me that we didn't get it, because I felt like the Ryder and Kitty stuff was much more interesting, in my opinion. And I just really loved the episode. This is one of the best episodes of the season. 10 out of 10. Absolutely loved it. So that's it for my review of Glee Season 4, Episode 20, Lights Out. Let me know what you guys thought of it. Do you think my theory about Kitty is correct? Do you think she is Katie? If not, who is Katie? That's it for my review. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!